house is a mess again. I wasn't going to make a video of this, but I thought I might as well just do a wee bit. Got the Cookerhood about 4 weeks ago on a sale, £60. Comes with a template and things to put it on. But I thought then I was too minded about getting a splashback, so I bought the splashback. Splashback I got for £29 and curious. It's pretty reasonably priced. I was just thinking then, I was marking out, I had to empty this cupboard, slide it down slightly because it's just a wee bit tight, 600ml. If I had it at the time, I would have been far easier doing this all in the one go before I put all these cupboards in. But I just had to slide it back again once the Cookerhood's up and get it all tightened. So I put this panel in anyway. It's 3 screws. It's not going to need 3 screws to hold it on whenever the Cookerhood's in place. So no point in putting any more screws than you need. So I put it on the tabletop, put the Cookerhood on top, marked the screw holes, and then it dawned on me then that you need a wee bit of silicone underneath. So what I'm going to do, I'm putting these wee brackets as spacers, and it leaves a wee bit of room for silicone to get in. I'm going to put these other battens of wood on along here with silicone all in the same go. So in the meantime, I'll just leave a wee gap for it. So I'm going to set it back up now. It rests on top of this, and then I can just get the marker and mark it. So these marks will be slightly higher now to allow for that wee gap. So there's 2 wee screws go there. Because see, even if I was to use a stencil, you're not going to get it millimeter perfect with a stencil. If I better just hold the thing in place, and then it'll be dead on then. And the other 2 screws are just above there. So I'll mark them now with the marker. Now it's just a wee smidgy bit higher. Now the only thing I'm not sure on, and that's the chimney. The chimney's in 2 parts, and it comes with a wee bracket. So this stencil might come in handy to get the chimney marked out. I don't know if it's critical, the measurements of the chimney or not. They give a whole pile, although they give stencil, very good stencil, like, they don't actually give any measurements of what the chimney should be as such. And the stencil's not the full width of the Cookerhood. But if I wanted now, I don't know, I might just go on ahead and screw this thing up, and then if the chimney doesn't, if it's too hard to fit, then use the stencil. Because sometimes simple jobs can be complicated. So going by that there, stencil, the chimney's breaking high up from them 2 screws there will be equal to them. The bracket's very high up. But it's got late now. I was over at my nephew's house. He got a heat source pump put in. I'm interested in that, so I spent an hour and a half in his house looking at the heat source pump and the solar panels and things and how they're wired up. They put it in, they haven't told him how to use it. But there's still a wee bit of work to be done yet. So I just used that book to hold that up. So I'll draw these couple of wee holes here. It's only 4 holes. And I get that screwed up. And then I get my, it's always food time, isn't it? Once I get that screwed up, I'll push this back into place. And then I get my chip pan back on again, get the air fryer on, get my chips, and I'll leave the rest of tomorrow. I'm way late now for wee Luna. Luna hasn't been well most of the week. She needs a wee walk now, so she does. She didn't get a walk last night. She's been sick and vomiting. We see what happened, Luna. There's the box, the splashback came in. I was down in Lisfannon Beach last week. I caught Luna eating. I shouted at her. She's been vomiting diarrhea. And she brought this up 6 different times and didn't bring this up until Thursday. So from Sunday to Thursday. Look at the size of them bones compared to my hand. Look how sharp they are. She's been eating some dead animal or something. Whether somebody's threw a chicken in there or whether it's been a dead rat, I don't know. She was eating something down at Lisfannon Beach and that was stuck in her stomach. And she's brought it up. We're chatting about you, so we are. You won't stop eating. And she brought that up on Thursday. She's still eating a wee bit of grass. I'm sort of thinking there might be still a wee bit in her stomach yet. But if I had taken her to the vet to get that there, they would x-rayed her. They would have operated on her. It wasn't going through the intestines. Monday she had diarrhea and vomiting both. And then went more than just to vomiting. She'd eat the food, wouldn't stay down, it would come up. And then I did just over a year ago, she had the same problem. I got bones inside her. And I fed her grass by hand, blade at a time. And then she brought that up then. So that's what you have to do. Like, she won't go and eat the grass herself. You have to give her one blade at a time. You try and find the right blades of grass in the middle of February. Takes a bit of searching, like. But she's eating a wee bit of grass there in the nephew. She hasn't been sick since. So I'll keep encouraging her to eat some more grass to make sure she's completely empty. Because she didn't really walk last night and still seems a bit funny. So we'll get you out now. Medical finds come before DIY, Luna, don't they, pet? Great big massive box. Splashback came in. £39, boys, that was cheap enough there. £29. £29. I had a bit of a problem putting it up. The SDS drill, I've done it a couple of times before when you go to drill a hole and the hammer action doesn't come on. An SDS drill, that's how it works. It bangs its way in rather than drill its way in. And a couple of wee holes went off to the side and stuff. So then the original screws in, I didn't have the exact size of bit. That's an 8mm bit. It looks like I wanted a 9mm bit. All I had was 8 and then 10. So I went on ahead with the 8. So I got the screws on the top. That's just sitting on. I haven't touched it on yet. But I said, I've this Cookerhood now, 4 weeks, lying in the shed. I want it out of the way. So I ended up abandoning the idea of using the screws that came with, and went for my old-fashioned screws. Because they weren't 100% lined up the holes where I wanted them. So I went for the old-fashioned ones. The problem you have, star screwdrivers, you don't get a grip of them. You can't get a grip. You need a big long one, but a straight screw, you always get bigger screwdrivers. So I was able to get them screwed in there with a bigger screwdriver. But I'm not happy with the flex here. Why does the flex have to be there? So if you put the chimneys on, I can stick it up into the attic and all. There's a lot of hassle that. But so what I'm going to do now, I haven't screwed that on anyway. That doesn't need screwed on because the hook's in behind. The hole's just drilled. I'm doing no more today now, like. But so I was too late in getting this started. Putting the skirting board on for my sister's bedroom later on today. I'm going to dismantle this again now. And I'm going to cut out the plaster behind this. And I'm going to drill a hole in through that end panel. And I'm going to bring the flex along the back and down behind that microwave, which I plug in the double socket behind. The double socket behind that microwave. And that'll be handier than run the flex up. So I'll get it back down again next time. It shouldn't be too much to bring that flex down. Otherwise, in fact, is that the flex there now, is it? There's the flex there in that hole there. Where is it? There, my thing. That's the flex there. So undo them wee catches there. Bring the flex down. I'll drill a hole out the back. Carve out the wall, I say. Drill it from there. And then you won't see the flex. It'll be a lot neater. And then these wee things here then. This wee bracket. Screw onto the bracket. And that's all very well. You get the first one on there. It's just, I don't have any wee tiny screws unless I've lost them. But check the packaging now. I've took the cardboard box and all out. But you think there'd be wee small screws to go in there somewhere. I've wee tappers, self-tappers in the shed. And that one there will slide in and then you adjust it. The screw need a wee self-tapper. Oh, do you know what it is? I wonder if there's 2 brackets for that. Maybe that one you just screw on and you check instructions. Now you think there'd be 2 brackets. I've only 1 bracket. See, it's behind the shed of a month. I never got no wee screws for the side. There must be a wee bag of screws somewhere. Get the rest of this crap. I've painted the first of plastic off the cupboards there now, boys. Get the sides undone. I'll never get that off again once that Cookerhood's in. So I'll get this place tied up. There might be wee self-tappers in there, look. They're in that bag. Thought there'd be some wee self-tappers. But only 1 bracket. So there's no holes in the side of that there. So that bracket doesn't go there. The bracket only goes on the top. See where she's cut out. See, you don't need instructions, do you? So basically the bracket goes up at the roof. That's where the bracket's going to go. To hold this wee top chimney piece on. I'm not being vented outside at the minute. All I do is chips. Air fryer. You can't vent outside. One of the reviews says you don't get a attachment for it. So you must need an attachment to point it out through the wall. But that's an end wall I have. It would be possible to stick it out, but I'm in no rush to stick it out. 1 plate of chips a day, 2 at the weekends. Roast potatoes earlier on and a plate of chips. So I'm in no rush. But you can actually see some wee staining on the wall with a chip pan, you know. I'm surprised. You actually do see a wee bit of staining on the wall. I'll put the chip pan on top of the hob. So I'll get this cleaned up now. And I don't fancy chiseling it well now. I'll leave it to my holidays. The fact is now, it's out of the packet. I can plug it in the meantime. It'll do its job, put the filters in, it'll do its job. I'll have the light going and I'll finish. I don't look the cement dust. I fed up with cement dust. Get my holidays, 7 or 8 weeks time. During my holidays, I have a bit of work to do in my bedroom and stuff. I waste out the bedroom. But I get this finished once and for all in my holidays. Look at my wee girl. She needs out again. A wee quick clean up, very quick clean up. I threw the screws on there and I put the instructions on there and I've wired up temporary. There's the wee light there now. What's that do? So that stops it. Help if I had the phone pointing at the right place. That looks way bad then it is. Where's my wee spray? Where's my spray? Antibacterial is probably not the right spray for this. I actually have stainless steel cleaner. I bought a wee bottle, got it cheap. And the camera, it looks like it's all streaks. You know what, in real life it does look like all streaks too. Whatever way it's coming out. That's the idea. It'll be alright when it's finished. See, normally you always see these things in nice tidy kitchens. I never seem to get the end of my kitchen tidied up. That's a lot of stuff they've got from that website. I have to check them all out yet. But we'll get some chips on now and see what happens. Chips is on. Let's see what happens now. You don't really see a lot of steam coming off this thing, you know, like. There is some, but not a lot. One just says it's far too loud. Not that bothers me, it's not often I'll be up number 3. At number 1, it's not much louder than the chip pan itself. You wouldn't hear it number 1 with the chip pan. You hear it number 2. So it doesn't bother me. I can't see me having number 3 very often. I will leave it number 1. It's not very good, that is it. Needs polished. I'll leave it number 1 and see if there's any condensation there. And we'll see if there's any condensation up there later on when we come back.